Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel. Today is mid-season review. Uh, they, I guess we're not Kevin Frazier, but I guess we'll ask better questions than Kevin Frazier does anyway. So we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, and we're at the midway point of this season of Married at First Sight. We started with 5 couples. We're down to 4. As always, with me is August Love Story. What's up, Tommy and Atika? How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear it. Midway point of Married at First Sight, man. Midway point of Married at First Sight. We'll get your thoughts on this way. Coming into the season, did you have any expectations? Coming off of last season of Married at First Sight, what was your expectations of this season that you thought of?
I thought the season was gonna be boring, to be very honest. Like last season, what was last season? Houston.
Houston,
Houston had enough antics for me, where I was like, they're probably gonna try to cast a group of people that's just not gonna be about the antics, and then we gotta listen.
Right.
My expectation was like, of course, I always think that it should be better than the previous season, but I expected them to get more like better at the process of picking people to be compatible with each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't think like this year. I think they did a better job, but it's like the people themselves are. I think something is wrong. You know?
But you have to be a slight bit
Off. Yeah.
I don't want to say off. I was going to say flawed. Like, to do Married at First Sight.
I don't even think that you have to be flawed to a degree, right?
Yeah.
I just think it has to be a lack of something. You know what I'm saying? Like a lack of like I'm just not finding the right person. You know, this person is I lose my interest or something like that.
Like I think that if I were not married, that still wouldn't be on my list of things to do.
If I wasn't married, I definitely would think about doing this.
Would you?
Yeah,
I would too. I can say it's how I can say it like I would think about it too.
The thing about it is, it's like there's 2 things about it. I would think one, okay, well maybe I ain't picking them right. 2, I can meet a new chick.
Okay.
And I don't have to. I mean, like it takes the stress of the game away from me, and now I can just go in and meet a new chick with like everything that I have to offer to a relationship. So, I expected them to be better at picking the people and not having somebody fly under the radar. Cause I think a couple people flew under their radar last time. Who was in last year or the last?
Brett and Ryan.
Brett
You
and
had
Ryan.
Miller and Gill.
Yeah,
Johnny.
that's what it was. I felt like Miller like flew under the radar for everybody, and then at the end, because that's not supposed to happen. You know, you say yes, and you all lovey dovey, and everybody else had like at the beginning we hated Miller, and that's a strong word. I don't want to say we hated her, but we disliked her actions. And by the end, by the time they said yeah they're gonna stay together, we loved her, and it's like you get to the reunion, and she did a 360 or a 180. You know, and that's what I mean by flying under the radar when it comes to people. Like there has to be a better process in picking these folks for these people because they're ruining people's lives at one point.
The issue that you have though is that you still have to account a lot for just human nature.
Yeah.
Like people get in front of cameras and act crazy. People lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just talking about before we started, like Ready to Love. Like people just lie.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you have, all those things working against you. Because anybody can fill out a survey on paper and be like, oh yeah, I'm this great candidate. I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna make sure this relationship works. And then they get into the actual relationship, and they're like, you know what? No, not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You repost me.
But I guess I'm merging the two because every time I think about the process getting better, I think about Alyssa and all the girls in this season talking about how hard they worked to get on the show. Because like all the things that they had, because that's what she talked about. Oh, it was so hard to get on this show. She didn't care about being married. Let's get that out the way.
Right.
But everything that she talked about as far as like getting picked and being on the show, like she had to go through, I'm like, it's hard for me to believe that you're still able to outdo whatever like questions they ask you, because there's so many times or many things you can say you can lie about and then still not get caught in that lie.
Right.
Unless you're just a genius liar, which I've met some good liars, but I haven't met a genius liar. You know,
Right.
Right.
now I know quite a few people in my life, and I know of quite a few liars, but you know,
Somebody said Tommy has friends for everything.
right,
Tommy has
go.
friends that all he does is lie.
man.
Oh, yo, I got one of those too, man.
Right. So it's like, man, you get to a point where you're like, okay, they've been doing this for what, this season 14, so they've at least done this 14 times. This picking process,
Right.
the process has to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're gonna lose your interest in the show, and then how fast they're coming out too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that answers your
No,
question.
you're good because you segued into this because you said something that was keto. It's 8 years, but 14 shows, right?
Yeah.
So how many people now are coming on Married at First Sight, like Alyssa, just for the show, willing
Right.
to ruin somebody's life, willing to not technically be married because they know there's a divorce down the road, right? That they can go ahead and sign up for. And I just want I want to say 15 minutes, or in this case, 8 weeks, give or take, of fame. Because let's be honest, Alyssa didn't come on here to be married to anybody
At all.
right?
At all.
At all. Unless they would have gave her the guy that she had carved out and written on that piece of paper,
Yeah.
it could have gave her anybody except for who she thought she would dream of, and she would have treated them the exact same way. He could have had the eagle tattoo and all that. I just think she wasn't there. So you look at people like her, or you look at people like Miller that you said flew underneath the radar. But you know what? I'm not gonna cause no waves. I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm gonna just come and collect my money and just move on. So you look at those people like, how do they make this process better? The process has to get better, you would think, or they're letting people through for drama.
Yeah. And see, that's why I hope the case is not the case, because I feel like the idea of like we know you guys been 20 plus, we're like 5, anyway, it's carried one. We like in August it'd be 6 for us, but we understand the process of dating. We understand the process of what it has taken for us to get here, because every day is not peachy, and just the idea of skipping the dating process, the courting process, as her cousin's friend says, the coating, or your hometown coating process. They skip that part, and so because they skip that part, they're putting everything in one. And it's already hard and stressful for marriage. Now, it's not impossible, but that ideal is enough. That idea is enough drama, period. And that's what caught my eye to it. Now you put all this outside things to it. People here to just be famous. I mean, put in the work. Like you'll be surprised that if you actually give a person 100% of you, you'll be surprised at what people's response to that would be. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just
You good, man.
I just get to talking and stuff.
No, you fine.
Yeah.
It's just discussion this week.
Yeah.
Ain't no show to talk about. We discussing people, man.
I was gonna say, like, you kind of put it in perspective, talking about Mirla, flying under the radar. So yeah, it seems like that's kind of been the theme, though. It's like, okay, so I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna just go with the flow and not even really like, cause we was all shocked at the end when she was like, well, I wasn't even really a child. I was like, but dang, she spent all this time talking about, I'm not going to show you any affection. We're not going to consummate unless I feel a certain way for you to come back and say, I don't feel that way. It's like you said, so you just did it for play. You just did it for play. And I'm like you, Tommy, I feel like it got to be there's a comment. It was like maybe they need a lie detector test. I don't think so. I think maybe they need to give them some worst case scenario tests before they get into it.
People that believe their lies, so a lie detector test might be difficult too.
That's what I'm saying. Give them a worst case scenario. Put them in a restaurant where somebody messed their order up. Let's see how you act for real. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody come to them, with not the best looking I don't even want to say child, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be nice in a situation like, oh, look at no, literally.
If they got
give somebody a little monkey and have them say, "That's my baby," and see how they act. See how they act. Oh, okay, and let the person really be like, "No, this is my child." You know what I'm saying? Put them in those kind of scenarios and see how they really act. It's got to be something like that. But I feel like you, Tommy. I felt like I wanted to get better because I go back to the last shoot. It's been like the last 4 seasons or so. It's been some raggedy, like Brandon was raggedy. Brandon and Michael were raggedy. Chris was raggedy. I didn't really care for Will and Jasmine. That was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mess. I felt like Will wasn't all that open.
That was Philly.
Yeah.
That was Philly. Okay.
Philly. So I'm like, I wanted to get better, but they just keep finding them. How do they keep finding them?
I think this is what I think should happen though, and why they keep finding them. They always go to their house, right?
Yeah.
They always go to the house, but how about you talk to their people, their family members, their friends, somebody who knows them before. I don't know if they do or they don't. They don't show it, so I'm just gonna assume they don't talk to the person, right? What if they go to the family member and talk to the family member, the family members like, hey, what's up with so-and-so, right? What's up with, they put Luke and Matt. What's up with Luke and what's up with Matt? What are they really like? Because we saw in this season, Chris's friends kind of threw him underneath the bus, right? Mm-hmm. they threw, even though she was fishing for stuff and she was looking for something, his friends were like, yo, he got an attitude. He likes to be a leader and not all kind of stuff that she was irritated by. His boys was like just willing to throw underneath the bus. If you go to some family members, shoot. Matter of fact, Lindsay dad threw her underneath the bus. Like, oh, you ready? Hope you ready to wrestle an alligator, right?
But it's truth, and like that's what I like. If they did talk to the family and friends, it's truth in what they were saying. Because with Chris, guys, they wasn't trying to throw him under the bus in that way. They were saying, hey, he has this character trait that we know it bothers us. It may bother you, but hey, he means nothing behind it.
I won't say the problem. The actuality is we never got to see that because Alyssa was so get away from it.
Right.
So we never got to see if Chris was actually this condescending person because he only had so much to do in their relationship.
And that's completely the thing that I'm talking about. It's like you have these traits that you mean nothing by it. He's condescending because he's like, that's just how he explains things, I guess. I don't know. But it's up to your spouse or your person to say, hey, this is how I want you to deal with things. Mm-hmm. It helps with communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me and her, the simplest story that I can remember is with the water, like with the water jug. Warm, like room temperature water doesn't bother me, but it has to be cold for her. So I would forget.
I got a water story. I got a water story. I'll let you go.
And not put another one in there, and that would like make her mad. And it's like I didn't understand it, but being able to say, okay, let me just put this water in there. You know what I'm saying? That was a way of like not understanding her, but then hearing her. With Chris and Alyssa, that process never got a chance to develop just because he never was condescending to her because he spent his whole time trying to figure out if he did something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like that stuff there got to get better. It's like you can't allow them to go home. Like, who went home the first night?
Oh, that too.
Jasmina.
Jasmina went home the first night, and then last season Johnny went home the first night. Off the honeymoon, Chris went home.
Zach stayed at home.
Chris didn't even go home. Chris took a flight to another city.
Yeah, that too.
Chris remember they would come back from
the
honeymoon.
Chris did. He went to Chicago.
Yeah, he went. But I said the same thing, Tommy. And I think we talked about this initially. They're gonna have to revamp the contract. Like, if you're gonna be in this, you need to be in this. You can once you come back from the honeymoon, you can't go back to your house. Because let's be real. Okay, so for real marriage, okay, what really should happen, like when we get mad at each other, like you don't have nowhere to go.
Right.
You don't go back to your apartment. You might go to another room. Mm-hmm. You know, it's definitely not going to look good if you leave the house and go to somebody else's house. Like, you know, so let's like make this like reality. We got you a 2-bedroom apartment, just go in the other bedroom, you know, but you can't go back to, once you're in this process, you're in the process.
And of course, you got your common areas. You may see each other in the bathroom or in the kitchen, and so, and you know, whatever case may be. But I think they should meet there on a regular basis. Going home shouldn't be an option. I mean, it shouldn't be an option. I think Zach started that from DC season, and they let him ride with it. You know, if you watched it from the exception of Married at First Sight, they used to move back to somebody. They had to figure out who apartment to move back to, right? Yeah. And so they realized that don't work neither, because that becomes an issue. So they started giving them a neutral site, which I thought was great.
That was a great idea. Great idea.
So now with the neutral site, somebody like, I ain't going back there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna watch my dog, which I thought was the lamest excuse ever. Who watched your dog for the last week when you was in when you was on vacation, right?
You had 2 weeks to figure out who was gonna watch your dog before your honeymoon. Then you were gone for a week. Somebody watched your dog that week. So we've had 3 weeks to figure out what's gonna happen with this dog. And then the dog is there.
Yes.
Straight up lie. So yeah, so with the couples, I think they should have they have some boundaries. Like, this is what we need you to do. I know we all talk about this one, you know. They say they talk to the experts, but I think as a viewer, we need to see them talking to the experts more on television. Oh, yeah. As a viewer, we need to see the experts being interjecting in. I think, you know, we know they do Zoom calls and stuff because we've seen Pastor Cal on Zoom calls. Well, Alyssa and Chris, he should have just gave them at the beginning when they was having issues. He should have gave them an assignment to go play tennis. It should have been him asking her, like, what's going on. Their decision day question that he did when he got back, or when Chris said, I'm done with her. That should have happened on the honeymoon. Pastor Cal should have met with them on the honeymoon, like, what's going on? Right. What's some of the issues? What's some of the problems? This is what production is telling us. How can we help you?
But I think that's the problem, Glenn, because I don't know if y'all saw this, but like Dr. Viviana, she had on Instagram, she had like my actual job as a counselor or whatever versus like Married at First Sight. So if in the real world, I'm dealing with these people frequently, you know, week after week. And so they do deal with them more than it looks, but it's still not as much as it should be or could be. And I think that's the problem.
I think what they should do is honestly, like, when they get married, because the thing that I like, or the beauty of the show that I love, is the couples that do come in, give it their all, and then able to move on and be married to each other. You know what I'm saying? I love that because I love love. You know, whatever type of love you have, I love to see it. But they need to set these folks up for more success, which is, I think, one thing that helped us out a lot is we went to marriage counseling. It, like, to us, from the viewer standpoint, it looks like they're putting these people together and saying, here you go, we'll be back in 4 weeks.
Right.
We'll be back in 3 weeks. You know, it's like, hey, what y'all need to do is, this program is for, or this experiment is for 8 weeks. You're going to have a counseling session every 8 weeks. You're going to have something to do to move you guys forward toward each other, you know, because Alyssa saying the experts got it wrong, that should have been addressed.
Yes.
Because now she's talking about them. You know, what is it? Jasmina and Michael going through their thing should have been that would have been a topic to talk about right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things that we need to see. Those are the things that we need to, that, like, for me, how do you help these people actually be successful in saying yes? You know, because a lot of these couples, they come on here, you get fame, you get success, and then you leave without a spouse when the ultimate goal is to get a spouse.
Right. Well, that's the question.
You have more fame and more success staying together. Look at Woody and Amani.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
The other ones.
Karen and Miles.
Karen and Miles.
Karen and Miles.
Shoot. Ashley and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you also got Deanna and Greg. Like, these people are actually still together. Jamie Otis has milked it the best. I mean, she's the first to do it, but she's like, you know, I got this set up. I got jobs, although she lost her job to Rudy. She got jobs,
right,
and things that were going for her with Married at First Sight. Other people have just catapulted this beyond just Married at First Sight. Like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Right. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be on Black Love. I got stuff going for me. Let me make it work.
Those are big major things, man.
And they pay money.
You know, I like what Reed Kicker was saying with they need 1 or 2 extra counselors behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Yes. They need something to actually help these folks become as successful as possible, because it's one thing to kind of maneuver through it by yourself, but even for us, we didn't have a maneuver through it by yourself type of deal. We had our marriage counselor to, like, that we still can, well, now he passed away, but, you know, we had him
up until that point.
Right. You know, and stuff like that. And that's the thing, because these folks, as you look at it, if you take Olajuwon and Katina needs some help. You know, like, mentally, she needs to talk to somebody, but you don't figure that out until you're getting in the midst of it. Katina doesn't speak up for herself, and Olajuwon just runs all over and says what he wants to and blows up and this and that. And behind the camera, we don't know what she does, but it's like, is that a success for them? We're watching this and hoping that he doesn't do anything to her. We're looking at it as he's verbally abusing her. Nobody wants to watch somebody abuse somebody. At least I don't. You know,
I don't think anybody wants. I mean, nobody wants to watch that. I guess, you know, what they're saying, and I guess with the expert, I don't think they ever want to meet. I don't think they don't ever want to 5 for 5. I'm gonna put it that way.
Right.
There's always a couple they're gonna put together that it may blow up, right? Jamie and Beth was the exception to the rule. It blew up, but they stayed together. They were just crazy enough that, you know what?
Lord knows, I don't know how they stayed together. I didn't watch that season like in real time, but I remember like Tommy was watching it, and I would like come in and out of the room, and I would be like, "Did they just cuss each other out like that?"
Right.
When they stayed married, I was like, "Oh my god."
Right. So, I mean, was that, and you know, you have to ask, was that the expert? I mean, I think they got help after the fact, but again, they should, I think somebody put here, they should be an expert at the wedding. I think they should be an expert at the wedding too, because the expert should be able to see, you know, they would have saw their list of response. So somebody, at least at the reception, they would have saw, okay, she really wasn't feeling him. She wasn't going around him. You know, what's going on? What's your apprehension, or what's your reservation? What's going on? You know, we saw that with Miles. Karen almost blew a gasket when she found out who Miles was, right? She didn't, I don't like him. I don't want to be with him. No, that's not my type of person. Blah, 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 blah. You didn't even give it a shot. I think that's the problem, that sometimes, like Alyssa, they never give it a shot.
That's it. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need a leak beforehand. Let me see how you act if I leak this person, this who we matched you with, and see how they act then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see. And that may or may not be the person, but I mean, you know, pick the worst thing ever, or really completely opposite of, let me see how you act when I give you this person. And then you would have seen from Alyssa, she's like, oh no, no. just like Karen, she was like, he is too emotional, too soft. I don't like a man like that. He be spilling all over social media. Nope. She was like about not to even go through with the wedding. So that's what I'm saying. They should get the worst case scenario. Just have somebody slip it. Hey, I heard they matched you with so and so, and had them look them up, and see how they act.
You know what, Sasha? Hey, Sasha, I like your question. Sasha, really good question. Remember, before rather than seeing the families after the wedding, they should see the experts, see how they felt, or they should see the families before the wedding.
Yeah. Like how the groom walks out and meets the mom and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let them see some family members before the wedding. The day of, that morning wise, or something where the family could again give you some intel. I'm not going in blind, right? I mean, I'm going in married at first sight. I haven't seen the person yet, but at least give me some. I know the letter. That letter that is read. I guess is that the letter that is read at the beginning. The family.
Oh, the family.
Yeah, the family wants you to know that so and so is this. Instead of having that letter read, have them meet the family, and the family tells them that in person. Just something different.
I think that, like, basically what we all agreeing upon is that the experts need to be more involved and hold people more accountable for what they're doing. I'm thinking back to, I don't remember the name or the season, but it was an old expert because we all, y'all know that Dr. Viviana wasn't always on the show.
Right.
It was another counselor who actually happened to start. I think they either dated or got married, one of the two.
Yeah, Jessica.
Dr.
Jessica, yeah. The way she came in and told whatever that girl name was about that video, that like when she was going up, like that's what's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like she like came in, was like, no, like it's right here on video. This is what happened. And that's what definitely needed to happen with Alyssa. Like, even if you waited till you got home, Alyssa needs to explain herself when it comes to the videos that they showed. That's effective. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you get the message when you're like, explain this or explain that. You start having to defend your actions.
That also helped with Michael this season when they played back. Well, it was the after party, of course, but when they played back the conversation where he's like, well, maybe Jasmina didn't cut me off. It just felt like that in the moment. Like being able to see those playbacks, like not necessarily in real time, but like y'all got into it Tuesday about this. Wednesday, after everybody's cooled off, let me show you what you did.
Yeah, who did Pastor Cal do that? They did that with somebody too. Like when they came to their apartment and they pulled it was somebody else besides
I thought it was Chris.
Yeah, it was somebody, but like they pulled it out the video, like, hey, look what you did. Look what you said.
I don't remember.
I can't.
I know. Johnny. I feel like Johnny always doing something.
I can't remember. I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us know who it was. I remember the episode, but I can't remember who it was.
But yeah, the one thing I want to say at this point too, what the part that's disappointing me is I don't know why they're getting away from it, but I feel like at this point they need to bring back the recommitment day. I'm disappointed. Yeah. I'm disappointed they're not doing that. At this midway point, they should be like, are you in or out? I think that would have helped because they didn't. They kind of did that with Mila and Gil. It wasn't really a recommitment day. Like, when they talked to them in between. But I think they need to say, hey, at this point in the process, are you in or out?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel?
Yeah. I think I like that. And I don't know why they got away from it, but it's just, for me in this season, like I'm tied to the show. I love the show, the idea of it and everything. It's just the people aren't exciting to me. I know somebody said de-escalation equals low ratings, but I get that part, I get it. And then it's like, how long can you sustain this type of behavior to where it doesn't feel like as a viewer, we're being played.
Right.
Because I mean, like being married at first sight and seeing the reaction and seeing how people go through things and they either fail or achieve what they're trying to achieve throughout that whole thing, it's like, okay, cool, this works, this doesn't work. They're doing great. We like these folks, but then it's like you have the Chris situation. Like I was like the whole season, I was like Chris will ruin the show, because it's too much. And it's like, man, people be like the production, this is what production wanted to do and stuff like that. I'm just like, man, this supposed to be a reality show and like make it real.
The reality is people would bow out a lot earlier in certain situations.
Right.
And I felt like you're mentioning Chris with the Chris and Paige situation. Is that the Chris you were talking about?
Yeah.
With Chris and Paige, it seems like they kept pushing Paige, like, hey, go back and talk to him. Go back and talk to him. And they didn't really do that with Alyssa and Chris because they knew that they weren't going to get anywhere. But they knew that Paige was like, I'm all in. I'm not trying to get fined. I got to do what I got to do to not get fined. And Chris was like, count me out.
He was like, I'm gonna make you quit.
Right. Chris like, man, I ain't leaving. I got money in the bank. If they want to take their money and go ahead and get it, right?
Yeah.
I want to comment on what Tommy said too, and I saw that comment too. That de-escalation equals low ratings, but in the end, when we walk away from this show, and maybe it's wishful thinking because it's an experiment. We're supposed to be watching this show, hoping and getting hope that being married at first sight can work.
Yeah.
That was the purpose of it, to say, okay, let's see if this can work. It shouldn't be have us like, this don't work. They started it like, let's see if it can work. And it's like not that. So I get the ratings thing, but it's like, gosh, I mean, does it have to be a train wreck?
Right.
It's like, I don't want no train wreck. Can we have something that works? Like, I would think the goal, though, would be for us to have them work out. And sometimes that, I mean, everybody loves a train wreck, unfortunately. Everybody rubbernecks when they see an accident on the road. But I also think people would tune in, too, if it was like, oh, wow, like, it actually worked out. They actually turned them around, like Karen and Miles again.
That, like the train wreck, I won't even say the train wrecks, like the couples that we're like, they probably not gonna make it. Like for me, it's not so much the time. Jasmina and Michael, I don't feel like they're gonna make it.
Oh man,
I'll take it. We're high fiving you in the air.
I don't think they will. I wish they would.
I need to stay together, and I'm like, they ain't gonna make it. But I don't get super frustrated with Jasmina the way that I did with like Alyssa.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it's the same type of rejection, it's just toned down. I'm not as frustrated by it. And I'm okay with continuing to watch Jasmina and Michael start over 17 times. But it's like with Alyssa and Chris, I'm just like, come on, can y'all get rid of her? And it's like, y'all want Chris did. Great. Hand claps for Chris. But it's just, I don't think that them trying to pull, there's always going to be drama. There's drama in every relationship.
Right.
Because you're different people, because different backgrounds, you can have natural drama.
Yeah. It just doesn't have to be explosive drama where you're just mad at this. I don't want to watch TV and be mad.
Right. You're supposed to be entertained.
Like, entertained, yes. Like, you can give me a 3-episode story arc of these two people are going through something. And then at the end, let's agree to disagree or something. But I don't want to spend my entire season like, why are you here? Because we've done it with Alyssa. We've done it with Chris.
Shoot,
we've done it on several seasons.
Yeah, Hurricane K last season. What was it, Michaela?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You knew her and Zach was if they would have stayed together, you'd be like, you know what, this ain't gonna last no more than whatever.
Right.
Because you knew after the honeymoon, right, that when he came back, like, nah, Zach and Michaela ain't gonna work out.
It's for me, it's more so of the, like, if you get these couples to the, what is it called, the decision day. They get to decision day. I don't want to be in there like, it's more fun for me to say, I don't know if they're gonna say yes or no, like because of they were hot and cold and hot and cold through this and that, instead of having a definite no.
We've actually been around a real couple who we were there when the guy proposed, and Tommy was like, "Oh my God, is she going to say yes?"
Right.
And these are people that were put together in a social experiment.
Right.
So you have that going. It's just like, all right, I can watch y'all. And I see Sasha said Jake and Haley. Jake and Haley definitely started every other week. Like
every other week.
It was like handshake. We're cool. I don't like him. Jake only ate beef and eggs. And Haley,
yeah.
But that's why I said too, again, we're talking about Jasmina and Michael. I still say they should give them the same process or instructions like they did Jake and Haley. And I feel like where Haley was like, absolutely not, I feel like Jasmina would tend to want to at least try it. Get up in the morning, give each other a hug and a kiss. Before you go to bed at night, try something. Make them purposely, touch each other, and some, because Haley was like, she said, yeah. She was saying she told Dr. Pepper, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to absolutely do it.
No, he's not going
to do it. She was like, yep, I'm going to do it.
But because he gave it a whack, because he gave it a whack noodle the first night. And so she was
but the whole point was that the experts knew this is a chance for y'all to try to spark something. And I think Jasmina, that would really help Jasmina and Michael. I'm with Tommy. See, me and Tommy on the same team when it comes to that. I would love for them to work out. I think they could work out. I think they could. Unfortunately, they probably won't, but I think they could. I'm rooting for them.
I agree with y'all. I think they can.
Yeah,
they're not going to.
I want them to so bad.
She needs to let him touch her some more, and he needs to touch her some more. And if you look at,
but he's not gonna be able to touch her some more because she's like this, and until she feels more connection with him, which the only way she's gonna feel connection is if he does that touching. He not gonna be able to touch her. He in a catch-22.
No,
Michael's in a catch-22.
Bro learned last time because she did say she kissed him, right? To me, Tom, I'm gonna see if you agree.
He got the romance.
He got the romance to keep getting kisses. So you may have to keep bringing flowers home, walking the dog, doing some other things, rubbing up against it, playing, whatever case may be, so you can get those touchy-feely kisses, and that will open up the romance. And you can show what
But he's so scared. He feel like he can't do nothing right.
He only got 4 weeks. If you wanted to work, look, I just feel this way. If it's 8 weeks, right? If you didn't do anything the first 4 weeks, like they hadn't done nothing. The last 4 weeks, I'm putting all my chips in, right? I'm throwing everything in because I wanted to be successful. So I'm not holding anything back.
You're gonna try anything. I'm trying anything.
If he don't know her, so he got to throw stuff to the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
And so I'm gonna keep doing. I know romancing her works, right? So I'm gonna keep doing this because it may open up. And as I'm romancing her, I may find something else that may work, and I'll do that. I'll keep buying flowers and bringing watermelon and waking her up with coffees and danishes until she get tired of Danish and watermelon. I mean, it's just one of those things. Long we ain't arguing. You know what I'm saying? We're good until she tells me something.
Hey, Talisa.
Hey, Talisa.
Hey, I don't know what I came in on, but I'm all like, oh, okay, they lit over here. I don't know what I came in on, but y'all getting it, whatever it is, and I agree.
Yeah, we're just talking about how we feel, at this midway point. Like, was it what you expected? Like, what's, are you expecting something different? Were you expecting something different this season? What's up?
Oh, me. Oh, that's the question that y'all got going, because y'all was talking about Jasmina and Michael.
Yeah, we got to Jasmina and Michael. We was talking about, how Jasmina and Michael, could they open up? Could they work out? Me and Artika think they're not going to work out.
I don't think they're going to work out either. I think that if they had put some effort in, like in the beginning, really made some effort, they could have made it. They possibly could have worked out if they learned to understand one another or hear from the other person's ears and see with their eyes and speak with their mouth. If you think about that and try and put yourself in their feet, they probably, or their shoes, they probably couldn't make it. But now, nah, you can forget it. I think y'all delusional if you think they gonna still make it. Okay,
No.
there was a possibility in the beginning. No, it's coming from love. But y'all's a little delusional. I don't think if they say yes, it's because they've been sitting in there talking about they want to be on couples cam. I don't know, y'all. This for me, it's a no. It's a big old gigantic fat no. She is, even though he's willing to make effort. I feel like he wants to make the effort, see if they can really work. But she's all like, it's okay. I'm okay. Thank you. But no.
She's like, I did not sign up to be married to this short man. And bye.
I wonder if I'm sure they have that on the list, like height, because that's for me. I'd be like, I don't want no one. Sorry. I don't want anyone under 5'9", and even then that's too short because with my heels on, I'm about 6 feet. That's how I feel. I might be like 5'9".
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Hey, look.
Talisa not marrying
I know she's
it's
not,
okay.
but dang.
We can hang out and I can tower over you all day long. It's fine.
Hey, look, we was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dang, I'm not married, no, but you don't five. I'm not even five. I'm not even in the running. I'm sitting there like, hold up.
Don't get me wrong. Half-dated men my height are shorter, but they have to have the confidence for it because I already exude so much power and confidence. So add 4 inches over you know. So they got to really be like, I'm aware, I'm self-aware, I love who I am. I chose this body, so boom, it's mine. Like when God was saying, where do you want to be? He was like, I want to look like this. It was a scale y'all chose. Or I want more of this than this. So on me, I mean, they just have to be confident and funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, man. Shoot, I'll make you laugh. I got you.
But that's what we were talking about too, Talisa. The other thing is, okay, so the fakers, like, let's just be straight up with Michael, Jasmina, like, I don't like you like that. We're getting a lot of that. That's what we talked about too. People just playing along to finish out the 8 weeks, and then you get to the end and you find out, oh, you really never felt like, just be straight up. I think that would benefit Jasmine and Michael. Like in the preview, she's gonna say that to her mom. Just tell him, like, I'm not feeling the feels.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Jax, because it'd be easier for us to be platonically friends, sleeping in different bedrooms, moving throughout, doing whatever, if I'm being honest and saying, I don't even think I don't like you, and I don't even think we're gonna come around to me liking you. I don't think that there's some activities they're gonna give us and that you're gonna like me. But then on the flip side, I'm all like, Michael, if we get to the end and you feel like she like you, then shame on you. Because everybody could see the forest for the trees. We all see that she is not a fan of yours, that she is tolerating you pretty much. Like, I'm gonna do this because I'm on the show and they paying me. And I ain't really, it's cool. You cool, you nice. I still wonder what he smell like, because I'm just saying, like, really, that'll get you.
Yeah.
That'll get you every time.
I think, man, if Mike if he become Tommy T, man, I think he win. Man, because it's like you put in a situation where you have to bear yourself 100%. Otherwise, you have no shot. Mm-hmm. Then you have to woo this girl, because the thing about it, she doesn't like him. She doesn't like, it's something that she doesn't like about him. And he has to figure out, and that's the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, play the game. Figure this out and make her like you. Because it's not a sense of she can't grow to like him. You know what I'm saying? Because she can grow to love him, but it's like he has to put in work, and she also has to be ready to accept that she actually is growing towards a way of loving him. But he's not doing the things that I would do to encourage love towards me.
Right.
Man, what they call the small of her back.
Yeah.
I would touch that daily. If she's willing to kiss me, I'm gonna kiss her every day. Oh, you want to watch Marvel movies? We watching a Marvel movie every day. You know, I may not cook for her every day, but we're gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? Those things. Like I'll be putting out all the stops.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because remember, he said he didn't like to stay up late, right? So I'd be like, yo, I would have stayed up late. Like, you want to stay up late? We watching, I don't know, we watching a late show with Conan O'Brien or something. You know?
Y'all just gonna wear her down. That's what y'all gonna do. Wear her down until she likes it. Just wear her down.
If he wants to, he gonna put in work. But at the same time, he needs to see her put in some work too. But I know you got to break the wall down. I mean, as the guy doesn't mind putting in some work. You know, if he really likes you and he really cares about you, a man doesn't mind putting in the work if he really cares for you. He'll put in the work.
But this what
even if he don't know how to put in the work, he'll go ask somebody. Like, dog, this is what I've been doing. This is what I've been trying to do. It ain't work out. What else do you think I can do in order to help her out? Right? So again, his friends giving him some advice. He did some things. When a guy really likes you, he'll do whatever he takes to be there for you.
And I think that's it though. I think he really likes Jasmina. So he's going to have to get some. He gonna have to talk to his boy, man. What can I do? Give me some ideas. Let me do something give me like Tommy said. You said it too. He gonna have to do something every day.
Go talk to her family.
Don't
talk to your boys.
Like, no, but he needs some ideas from them though. Yeah,
but he needs some ideas. I'm going to your family. Like, okay, y'all, what kind of dudes did Jasmina date before me? All right. What did she like? Like I said, I don't think she dated African American brothers. So
they were absent.
Yeah, they were absent. Well, yeah,
that's possible.
That too. And so, what do I have to do? Do I have to make some long distance calls like we doing long distance dating or something? Do I need to send text in the middle of the day? Do I need to send flowers? Do I need to send some edible arrangements to the second grade class? I don't even know if she teaches second grade. I just know little kids. I just do second grade out there, right? Because you talk to him like he's a second grader. So,
but at what point do you say enough is enough? So I get doing the things that you know to get her to woo her, because I mean I've dated people that won me over that I wasn't necessarily attracted to, but enjoyed their company. So at what point do you say, okay, she's not giving in? Because y'all, you know, from a man's point of view, when is enough is enough? When do you realize, okay, this isn't working, so I'm gonna just let it go?
Well, he gonna have to put them antennas on. You know what I mean? He'll have to. That's what I said. He gonna have to be after a while. Hopefully, he catch the hint. You know, and.
See,
that's when you know when she's still not okay, when she's not drawing close to me. I'm doing everything I can, and she, you know, hopefully Michael will catch the hint. I hope he ain't dense.
No, he ain't dense, but look, like we said, unlike a real relationship, he has a time frame on this one.
Right.
Unlike real relationship, he has 8 weeks. Right. I have 8 weeks to woo you. All right. We go back to the woo her. I have 8 weeks, so I'm gonna exhaust my options up until the decision day, because after decision day, I know if it doesn't work after 8 weeks, I never have to see you again, except for when we sign those papers. So I'm gonna work, or the reunion, whatever one comes first. You know, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna put everything in for the 8 weeks. So that's just me. I'm gonna do everything I can for 8 weeks.
Man, it's me in that situation before I got married, before I met my beautiful wife. In that situation, it's two goals: either at the end of it, I say yes, or I hit. At some point, that's it.
I love it though. I love the honesty.
That's real.
Like that's like, because it's like somebody said earlier, like this is his shot. You know,
yeah.
He ain't gonna find another. Like, I think Jasmina is beautiful, and his response to seeing her for the first time, saying, "Wow, I think that was." I said like that day was like, that's the only thing he can say.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I don't think I don't think he dates a Jasmina outside of this.
No.
Oh no.
Thing. So yeah, man, trophy.
Right.
And that's why he got it. Or she go in the Book of Townsend.
And that's why he should have come out of the gate swinging. He should have came out swinging. He should.
And also,
I feel he ain't booked that way.
Let's be honest. We know you're on TV, right? At this point, you know what you are. You know, if it does not work out and you show yourself to be a true dude, right? You will have pickings. You'll be able to pick who you want to pick out of your DMs, right?
Because that's what happened with Gil.
Be like Gil, right? You be like Gil, because I'm doing everything I can. I'm gonna come up looking great. I'm gonna come up looking good. So at the end of the day, when this is over, if it does not work out, I'll have a whole bunch of women to pick from that I've never picked from before.
Yeah.
So,
it's man. Yeah, he just needs to try, and I get it. Like y'all asked, at what point do you stop? I was like, man, you don't.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, you stop at decision day, but outside of decision day, man, you keep trying because I mean, like, you never know. She might one day, be. It's 8 weeks. You got to go through 2 months of that thing, nothing happening. So it's like you never know. You might get lucky one day. So I don't know. I still believe that they like each other. I know everybody else and everybody that's watching are like, Tommy, you're delusional. But I still think they like each other or can grow to like each other more.
I think I've seen a couple. I think I agree with you. I think they do like each other. I think he says yes and she says no. I think he likes her more than she likes him. Mm-hmm. I only can base that off the fact that he was willing to grade it and she was willing to say, I don't know. I have no idea.
I think right now she's at a no. But he could possibly change her mind within these 4 weeks. Or is it 4 weeks left? Or
yeah.
Well, I think he can change her mind, but he has to. You got to put the foot to the pedal, man. You got to put it down. What's the song? I'm gonna put it down. So you gonna fall in love. That's what needs to happen, man. That's exactly.
Even my chica is laughing at you because she knows that this sounds really crazy, Tommy. I mean,
look,
I agree. He's gonna say yes and she's gonna say no. That might happen, but I think that you sound like he is nothing he can do. This woman has made her mind up. Her mind has been made up since the honeymoon. I don't think, even with them pushing the reset button or whatever they call it, all when she had reset it was, I'm gonna tolerate him now. Let me be kind at minimum to him. That's it. I don't know, but maybe I'm the delusional one. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. It's not true.
I hope after decision day, I can come back and be like, see, I told y'all.
I hope that for you too.
Oh, man.
I don't believe it's going to happen, but I hope that for you too.
Man, that's too
So we at the midway point with them. So Tommy, you're the only one that says yes right now?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
I'm with you. I feel like he'll say yes and she'll say no. I don't think they'll both say no or both say yes. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a split decision.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Yeah. Midway point, Steve and Noy, y'all. We at the midway point with Steve and Steve and Noy. Everybody loves this couple, but it seems like it always goes back to the same situation. All right, my man is like Tommy for Martin. As far as Noy thinks,
he ain't got no job,
right? Not saying he ain't got no money, just saying he ain't got no job. Your thought, where do you see at the midway point? How are you feeling about Steve and Noy?
I think Steve and Noy, first off, I think they both gonna say yes.
I agree.
I think they're both gonna say yes, but I still think Steve just has to come up with a satisfying answer to how do you provide for your family, because that's the thing that me as a man, I struggle. Like, I don't struggle with it, but that's the thing that's important to me, is providing for my family and making sure that we don't go without, right? And however I have to do that, like if I could stay at home and color a coloring book to provide for my family in the way that I want to, if that was what I had to do, I would do it, But outside of that, it's like, what do you, like for Steve, it's like, what is it that he wants to do? What is it that Noy wants to do? And they have to come together and get that plan together. That's what Noy's asking about. But Steve is just like, I don't want to, this is what I want to do. We're straight, But they need to figure out how life looks with them both. because they have an idea separately. So that's what I think, man.
Um, I don't think it matters what Steve's plan is to know it. If the plan is not job, it's not a plan for me.
I just feel like you don't always necessarily need a job, but you do need a POA.
I mean, I agree with you on that. Like, I look at, take my stepdad, for example. He does not clock in for a job. He has his own business. So technically, he does not have a job. He does not get a W-2. Like, there, he has to pay completely out of pocket for health care for my mom and him. But I would like to say that he's one of the most I don't even want to say fiscally responsible, but like he makes more money than most people in my family do. But it's his business and he's not an employee. I think that Steve, from what we've seen, because I looked at his website too, Glenn, he has the earning potential to not need a job. And I think that that's what everybody is getting stuck on, is the job portion of it. But do you really need a job in today's times? Because we looked at how many people lost jobs March of 2020. Like, I remember the company that I work for, people were calling me crying, telling me like a week into the pandemic, they had to sell off all their assets. I'm like, it's been a week.
Wow.
You weren't together if you had to sell off everything for your business in 7 days.
Jeez.
So, like, I don't know how much money Steve has in the bank. He got to have something in the bank because he's been paying for this apartment in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But I think that there definitely has to be some type of conversation about, I don't even want to say how you make money. How much money are you able to bring in?
Yeah.
Like, let's figure that out, and like, let's put a dollar amount on it. Like, you need to be able to bring in X amount of dollars for our lifestyle to work.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Can we also talk about how if Steve's name was a Jamal, and how his behavior wouldn't be acceptable?
Oh, no, it wouldn't be, man. The culture would kill him, right? Or we would talk about him, or society would say something different about him. If he was a black man and he didn't have a job, right? It would be told, the narrative would be totally different. Whether we assumed he had money or not, it would be totally different from that situation, because I think that we perceive, well, the way media perceives and America perceives African American men who sit at home, like, we're deadbeats. You can't be, or African American men can't sit at home and not do anything, right? Yeah, you know, you can't sit at home. And if this was let's use, because we did that kind of to Michael from DC season when with you know, we're like,
Michael was lying though, man. You, like, gotta be careful with Michael. Gotta be a little careful with Michael.
but hold on, but we don't know. But truth be told, we don't know if Steve lying or not that he got money.
That's
right?
true.
So we don't know.
We just found out Michael was lying.
Yeah, we found out Michael was lying. We don't know if Steve. We don't know if, I mean, no one knows for sure if Steve is lying or not, right?
I just believe he wouldn't, if he didn't have no money, if he didn't have nothing coming in, he wouldn't be so adamant, you know, considering where she is. I just gotta believe he got something. He got something to be saying, I'm not going to work no 9 to 5. Like, good gosh, especially when she's expressing to him that this is a concern of mine. I just can't believe that he wouldn't be like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. I really ain't. I mean, he might not say I ain't got that much, but in himself, if he knew he don't have no money, I can't believe that he would be that adamant about, I'm not getting no job, when this is what she's asking you. And except for that, they're good everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's working there. I got hope. I
agree with this statement right here. All right.
Yeah. That's why I just pointed at.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. No, he wouldn't have.
He never would have got on the show.
They wouldn't even put him on. They wouldn't even put him on the show.
No.
Wouldn't have been a question.
Wouldn't have been a question. He wouldn't have had it.
I don't disagree with that. It'd have been something totally different. Matter of fact, I hate to go there, but we wouldn't even assume he had no money in the bank.
Right.
Now listen.
If it was a black man that was like, I spent the last 4 months traveling, they'd be like, psh,
but see, because
what was you driving in? What was you?
I'm gonna tell you how you can prove this theory. So we just not being homers because we all African American on here, right? Matt didn't have a job. Everyone assumed because he was an off-season basketball player, he was good, right? Everyone assumed Matt had money. Matt didn't even show the girl where he really lived at. He went to somebody else's house. Matt was used to sleeping on somebody. He was used to sleeping on somebody else's couch, right? And we didn't have none of these narratives with Matt.
How about let's not even just give a male per? How about Christina?
Oh, Christina from New Orleans.
Oh,
that was with Henry. With Henry, she didn't have nowhere to take. Like she was living out her trunk. She was living out her trunk.
But it's for me, it's so interesting, and it doesn't bother me because it's not who I am, but it bothers me because we know the truth is that we're not allotted that type of humanity.
Right.
To say that's probably not the right word to use, but we're not allowed that as black people, as black man, to come to a situation and say, hey, I'm straight, but I don't have a job. I don't have a way of making income right now. I'm doing what I want to do. And that's completely unfair. And I think it's a thing that you have to think about, because it's like we're sitting here witnessing a man just basically saying, I want you to be able to, like, you go out and do what you want to do, and you go out and work, and then I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna clean the house, I'm gonna make sure we have toilet paper, make sure you have food, but I'm not gonna go work. And for us growing up, we've always heard of the man going to work, or man and wife are going to work, but the man ain't sitting at home taking care of the house. Now she explained the situation with her friend and it worked, but I'm completely sure that like people looked at it like that N word ain't about nothing, you know. It's really frustrating to see this and to actually talk about. That's why I think I'm so much. Steve has to come out and say something more than I don't want to do. It's like what are you going to do? Like, what is your role in this marriage? And so I'm off my box.
You're absolutely right, though, Tommy, because I was waiting, like sitting here, like, is he taking a pause? Is he taking a pause? Is it my turn? You're absolutely right, Tommy, because as you sit and think about it, I think about it right now. I don't want no man that ain't got no job or cannot prove to me that he has some income coming in. And that's the truth. Okay. He may not make a lot of money, and I may not still be, listen, I'm evolving every day. I'm growing every day. But I'm going to be honest and say, if he does not have like enough to live on his own, I probably won't talk to him. If I find out that you don't have your ducks in a row, I probably won't talk to you. Me and my girlfriends were talking about if we would date a man that was a roommate. No. No. Even if I think about, because I'm thinking at my age, we should be stable, et cetera, et cetera. My other girlfriend came with a different like perspective. If he's our age, then he probably has children. He's probably been married and divorced and now has alimony and child support, one or the other or both. So he may make a good, decent amount of money, but living here in California, you're going to get a single for $2,000. Okay. I'm not kidding. In a nice space, you buy a single, a studio for about $2,000. And you think about car insurance, car notes, the alimony. And that means he don't have no extra resources to kind of delve out. And I just said, well, that's why I don't want to be married again, because it's the no for me. I'm doing just fine. Right. I'm doing just fine. And I'm taking care of my children on my own. And I think that that's probably my gauge. Like, let me see that you can adult and how well you do. Now, you don't have to make a whole lot of money, but you do have to be able to manage your life. And another reason about the roommate, I can't just come over your house and hang out. I'm going to feel uncomfortable. Right. You can't really be free. Oh, my roommate John is home. He's going to let you in. No, sir. It's okay. I'm cool. It's good. You know, you can't be as free, you know what I mean, intimately and have as much fun as you'd like because you got a roommate and you're worried about the sound and the door. Like, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no. I will not. So I'm with you, Tommy, and the fact that he needs to show something. Because if it was me dating him and he was a black man, because that's what I like, I would be holding him. I'd probably not sound as bad as Noy, but I'd be like, okay, so show me your creative work. Let me see what you do. Let me see your website. Let me, how can I help you? Oh, let me tell my friends. You know, is there some kind of publicity or marketing that you need help with? Let me have your Instagram so I can share it with my friends. I'm going to need to know, right? I'm going to need to know. And I don't mind if a man asks me a million questions because I'm either going to answer or I'm not. And they can come up with their own, decision. So, I mean, and it's the same thing with me. They can answer or they can not. And I get to formulate my own decision and leave you alone. So I don't know. But I'm with you about the whole, if he was black, y'all, we would have, it'd be a whole different story. Even we talking bad about him. Right. We be trying to play, you know, every now and again we come in and we be trying to play, you know, devil's advocate on the other side, but we would even be like, this dude, where's his job? Where is his income? Where is his, I wouldn't be with him if I was her. Like, we would be totally smashing him. Totally. Right. So off my soapbox now.
No, I totally agree with y'all. I mean, it's different. I think we do a different show for different folks because Steve sounds good. He talks a good game. You know, he talks because to me, I'm at the point now. I'm always been in Steve's corner, but at this point now, you're 4 weeks in, dog. You can at least show us something. Hey, by the way, let's do a budget, right? Or by the way, let me show you what I do make. Or by the way, here's what my bank account is. Truth be told, if I was on Married, we talked about Married at First Sight earlier. Tommy, if that was me, that's one of the first things I'm like, hey, let's see each other's bank account, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's see what we're working at with finances. If we're gonna stay married, let's see how we keep these things in order, keep these things straight. Because I want to stay. I think who did that? It was Bree and Vincent, right? Bree and Vincent did the budget together in the Atlanta series, and they sat there. And he was ragging on his budget. Jose had his written on his whiteboard, right? So again, it was like Steve could at least give her a glimpse, which makes me believe if you're not showing her anything, something might be wrong.
Or like Talisa said, which I've been saying is, I ought to be able to walk past you in the apartment and see you doing something on the computer. I should see something.
But see, it goes to what I said a couple of weeks ago. He may not about doing something. If he's not showing her none of this stuff, now it becomes an issue of trust.
Yeah.
It becomes an issue of do I trust you enough to show you this? Right? Do I love you enough to show you this? Do I care for you enough to show you this? I say I love you enough not to show you my bank account. So now she should be asking another question. Okay, I know you got a little bit of finances. How come I haven't seen them yet? Or how can you show me a bank statement yet? Matter of fact, can you at least show me the name of your business or show me if you do Fiverr, right? Because you do freelance. Let's say Fiverr. Can you show me your Fiverr account? You know what I'm saying? Who you doing freelance with? Can you show me your business card? Right? Give me some kind of confidence to know that we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right? That we're going to be all right. And I think he has to do that in a relationship. Shoot, give me a reference to somebody, right? Can I tell you, ask your daddy what you do? Can I ask your mama? Matter of fact, give me a company that you worked for. Or give me something, right? Give me a reference point where I can go say,
that's what I'm saying.
This is what my man does. Because it's getting to the point where now she's 4 to 5 weeks in, and she has no clue. She got a clean house. She got a clean house, but she ain't got no clue.
They got toilet paper.
Right, well, I'm gonna give him credit for that clean house. Like, I'm gonna give him credit for that clean house.
Yes,
I like a good clean house now. And you cook. I do like that. I don't know. I might have to make a trade off, but maybe not.
Why
don't lower your standards.
Maybe not. At least let me see a flyer talking about you clean everybody else's house in an apartment complex or something, right? House husband for a day.
Dog walking service.
House husband for a day, right? Be the house husband for the day. Start a business, be the house husband company.
Ultimately, though, I think except for that, I think we're all in agreement. They'll say yes on. I see. They'll say yes on this.
Yeah,
you know, I can see that. I can see that. But
let's move on. They'll say yes on. They'll say yes. But we moving on. Lindsay and Mark. Mark the Shock.
I felt like they would be at a better place than they are right now. The way they started off, I felt like they would be in a better place. I don't know about them. I don't know right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with Talisa. Talisa, your thoughts on Mark? And wait. Why you chewing? I'm sorry.
I'm eating a gummy bear. It's okay.
Are they pineapple?
Yogurt and now I'm hungry.
Look, hold on. Are they pineapple?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but they are like some kind of tropical blend.
I only like the pineapple ones, and I went in the dollar store and I found a bag of just pineapple. I was in heaven.
I probably will be too, because pineapple now and laters are my absolute favorite candy in the whole wide world. So I'd probably agree too. If you send me some pineapple now laters to my PO box, y'all, I would really.
All right.
Favorite ray of sunshine. I'm gonna just tell y'all. Anyway. Y'all know. Dear future bays, I like pineapple now later, just in case they come on here and watch. Okay, just in case. And Mike probably should think about getting this up because that might help him. The pineapple now later. Anyway, Lindsay and Mark, I'm with Jackie. I don't know. I really don't know. She keep going back and forth. I'm in, I'm out. He tells her I like you, but tell her for his friends I don't like you. So I don't know who's gonna say yes and who's gonna say no, but they both should probably say no because neither of them are in a healthy space to be in a healthy, successful relationship. Neither one of them can do it. Mm-hmm. Neither one of them, that'll be their hope. They might be like though plain vanilla sex, Liz and what's his face. They might be like them and work out. I don't know, but she likes sex. He don't. He's a demisexual, meaning he needs to have an emotional connection for it really to be passionate, I suppose, and really actually move forward with it. But I don't know. I had hope too, Jackie. Like in the beginning, I thought, oh, they could work out. He's patient. She's a bit much, and maybe she'll lift him and he'll bring her down, and they'll find some happy medium. But I don't know. They might both be dumb enough to say yes at the end and have some horrible relationship. And then in 6 months, they'll be talking about like Mika, it's all a sham. Is that who it was? That's not her name. What's her name? That wasn't Mika from last season. I don't know. Never mind. But she talked about all a sham. It was all fake. What's her name? Michaela.
Oh, Michaela.
Yeah. Michaela said that.
What did she say?
That it's a sham, that it's fake. I ain't watched all of it. I just kind of briefly looked while I was getting ready to come on here. I saw somebody's YouTube channel. I was like, oh, let me see. And then I came off of it. Like, whatever. Yeah, that's it for me because I don't know. I really don't know. I think that they are sick of each other. He might say yes because he needs a place to live, right? That might be his reason for yes. And she might say yes because she's been having a hard time, securing someone that wants to stay with her because of her volatile behavior. So I don't know, y'all. Let me see what y'all say, because maybe I'm just gonna say I agree and shake my head up and down.
I'm just over here laughing because somebody in the chat taking notes, Lisa. I don't want to put it on the screen, but somebody over here is taking notes about what you like and not. So you might want to get that PO box number out there because somebody's taking notes.
Somebody needs to go ahead and get PO box 82181. Look at me. Long showing the hell will.
That's too funny, man.
Tommy RT.
I think they're gonna say no, or rephrase it. They should say no, because like the situations that they're going through, it's different for me because of that's too funny. It's different from Jasmina and Michael with Mark and Lindsay, because Mark and Lindsay, like at core, is different. You know what I'm saying? Like their core values clash with each other, and they've been going through issues that's like stupid, and it's been more so on her part, than his. Him pulling back from sex, you obviously know something is wrong. If a man is like, no, I don't want it, that's a part of the game. You know, like every man, like we got this running thing. We pay for it in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And because that being true, it's like he pulls back from it, something's wrong with, like, you know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with you as the female, I think. You know, and that's a reevaluation process that you have to go through. So I think that's what, like, why they should say no. Now, if they really say yes or no, Mark probably would surprise us on reunion day. Is it decision day? And say yeah on decision day, and she'll be like, okay, yeah. It just depends on who goes first. I feel like who goes first and what their answer is. You know.
No, she gonna overtalk him like Eric did. What was her name? Haley.
Virginia.
Eric overtalked Virginia, and Virginia was just like, okay, I guess we staying married, and then they got a divorce. Yeah. I agree with Lisa and Jackie. I don't know. I can't call it between the two of them. At first I was thinking, all right, he doesn't have an apartment. Take his $60,000 salary and find him another apartment.
Got that no more.
But now he don't have that anymore. So it's like now he got to find a job and an apartment. And Lindsay, I feel like Lindsay is telling him, you can depend on me. You can depend on me, only for her to be able to leave him with absolutely nothing. So she can say at the end, see, I left him. He didn't have a job. He didn't have anywhere to live. And then he got all this stuff with his mama. Like she's building her a case to be like he's the bad guy. He's the issue. When you want to look at it, life coming at him. Like nobody plans to have a sick parent. You just can't do that. And that's not a reason to discredit a person because they have a sick parent. Now, the issue with the bed bugs and eviction and too many cats, like if it was down to get rid of my cats or have somewhere to live, man, cats gotta go. They gotta have somewhere to live. But he could also take these remaining weeks and go find him somewhere to live. But now he gotta find him a job and an apartment. It's just a lot going on in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said, Artika, for real. And Tommy said it too. Depending on who answers first, is the way it's gonna go.
I've always said they should be in separate rooms.
They should they should, because that is absolutely what happened with Virginia and Eric. That is absolutely what happened.
Who went
Somebody
first?
else too. Somebody else too. Where they talked up first, I felt like the other person was gonna say no. It was another season, but I was like, dang.
Lindsay should go first because if Mark says something wrong in his decision, she going to left field, dog. y'all know I'm telling the truth. If Mark says something wrong in his decision, and she going to look. First of all, I don't know how you come to decision day and not know the decision. We've been talking about this.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna set me up like Keith did Iris. You're not gonna embarrass me.
You can have me look I'm gonna know ahead of time. And if you do a curveball at the decision, they're gonna have to call cut.
That's not what you said last night. Stop
That's
playing.
Just like when we got engaged, I told him do not make a spectacle of it because I will say no on principle. And so when we got engaged, it was just me and him. Like, don't embarrass me. Don't put me on the spot for stuff. And if you want to, like I said with Chris, you want to see somebody make TV? Try me on a decision day couch.
Right. So I for somehow in my heart, I see them both saying yes because they both crazy. I want to use the word crazy. That's bad. They both need each other, right? They both need. He needs her to continue to take care of him, and that's a sad thing to say. I'm sorry, that's a sad thing to say, but she's been there, for lack of a better term, for the last 4 weeks. She's been his rock, right? He really hadn't had anybody else that was been there. All right, so she's been his rock, and so what he's been for her has been somebody that could tolerate her and can't run off or tolerate leave. I think she doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't think a lot of people tolerate her or can put up with who she is. so he tolerates her, and he needs her, so they make a perfect match together, in my opinion. Now, their relationship wise, they can blow up at any moment. She could go off the handle at any moment. Talking about a couple who needs therapy, that right there is he's scared to say something sometimes because he knows if I say this, she can go off. And if she goes off, and she might not even go off against me, we might be out eating dinner and the waitress or somebody say something wrong, and now she's going off against them. Or the waitress may look at me a certain type of way, and now Lindsay throwing glasses and stuff. So it's just one of those type of things. Or we be out having a good time, she get drunk and she's dancing or messing with somebody else. So he's in a situation like he don't know what is a wild card. He don't know what's going to take place. It's not a good place to be for him. But again, where else does he have to go? He don't have a job right now. He can't go live with his mama. She's in a nursing home type deal. He can't go back to his apartment or back to the lady who he called his mama. She kicked him out, so she definitely ain't gonna give him a place. She raised the rent because they said she raised the rent on him. So he
changed the lease.
Changed the lease, raised the rent. He had nowhere else to go. So it's like these next 3 or 4 weeks, if I'm Mark, that's why he's so adamant about, you know what, I need to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get a job. Because he's thinking, in his mind, you know what, if this thing is over, they're going to kick me out of this apartment. I don't want to go live in her little 1-bedroom shack because I already talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Where he going to sleep?
Where I can't go back here. Where am I going to go? So he's making provisions right now like, hey, let me start getting my stuff in order because I don't know what I'm going to say at decision day. But after decision day, this car they got, they need to drop me off somewhere, right? This car, they need to drop me off somewhere, and I need a place to go ahead and lay my head. Because right now, he doesn't have any place. So I think that's where he wants to start his decision. To me, I think they still say yes because she likes taking care of him because it makes her feel good.
Yeah. I just, it's like, man, you see this train wreck and you're like, man, please just jump off. Just jump off, man. But he like you said, he needs her. And it's sad to say, you know, it truly is because because he did this show, he doesn't have his job. You know,
allegedly.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah, that's all I have to go off of. He doesn't have his job because of this show for some reason, and it's like, I hope he's saving up the checks they give him. They get paid for doing the show, right?
They get per diem,
per day, yeah.
Yeah, so you better be saving up these checks and just be like, well,
in my deposit,
right? Because man, it's they need, because they need more help with their, like, by themselves as individuals. I don't think it'll be a wise idea for them to say, yeah, we're gonna stay married, because all she doing is getting the fuel to pour on the fire. Mm-hmm. That's all she's doing. Like,
very first argument after decision day.
Right. Like, we all know that they're gonna argue because we argue with each other and we know each other. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like when they argue, she gonna throw everything she possibly can at that man. And at that point, it's like no cameras are around. We don't know what type of restraint he's going through now.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a dangerous situation for both of them.
Yeah.
You
know, so I hope they say no. And you won't hear me say that a lot, but I truly hope they say no.
But you know, he's a nice guy. But somebody brought up in the chat, like, this is his second time wanting to be on the show.
Yeah, he wanted it bad.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be on here. They let you be on here. First of all, I have a problem when you come on here what were you doing to try to come on here twice? Like, you couldn't find nobody.
No.
And that long gap of Boston to now,
right.
So you couldn't find nobody.
No.
So, go back to what we said earlier. It's something wrong with you. I really do think there's something you can't. Everybody has to be able to find somebody. It may not be marriage potential, but you got to go. And these people have to find somebody for you. I mean, just a little. I don't know. Talisa, you gonna say something?
Only thing I was going to say is, for the couples that say yes, I think that Married at First Sight should gift them therapy. Since they don't want to give them therapy ahead of time, they should gift them as a real wedding gift therapy, 6 months, once a week, separately and together. Like, Therapy, that should be a gift. That's all I was gonna say. Because those two, I'm with you, Glenn. They definitely need therapy, and you might be right. You might be right, Tommy. They both should say no. If they don't say no, they should say no. It is. They definitely, people should be in their ear like, I hope you're saying no. I hope you're saying no. I hope you're saying no. But I mean, they've already said whatever they're gonna say, so now we just have to wait and see.
And they gonna say yes, man.
They are, man. I think they're gonna say yes, though. I think they're gonna say yes after everything we've seen up to this point. They should say no. I agree with you, but I think they're gonna say yes. But we'll see how the second half turns out. Now we're to this couple right here, the couple of Olajuwon and Katina. up to this point here, man. Your thoughts on Katina and Olajuwon up to this point, midway point here. What are your thoughts? We'll start with Artika and Tommy.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I don't know what to say, man. It's like you're disappointed in Katina not. Well, me personally, I'm disappointed in Katina not standing up for herself. Up until this point, like I know the last episode. Oh, y'all gonna get the real Katina, boom, boom, boom. That's fake to me. You know what I'm saying? That's hogwash to me.
Hogwash.
I was trying not to use cuss references.
Oh, okay.
But that's like completely, But I just don't. That's the disappointing part because it's like you can't be fake 60% of the time, and then off camera you give somebody the real you, because it's like you're putting on, and I can't trust what you're saying. And then so with her, like he's gonna be this overwhelming being, right? He's gonna be this loud, this I'm gonna run over you if you let me. I'm gonna say what I want to say. It's my way or no way person, because he's a big personality. That's him. And for her to be a smaller personality, you don't let people run over you. You don't let people just talk to you any type of way. She was saying in the past that she had issues with her last boyfriends of verbally abusing her and stuff like that. But then you sit here and let him do it. It's like, hey, you have to get over these things and recognize these things before you can actually be in a good relationship, before like a relationship actually benefits you. Because I think relationships with people are beneficial for us all. I think us like being social beings, so, being sociable is so important to us that when it's a bad situation and you haven't gotten over it, or you don't really recognize what's going on, you kind of overlook the clues in the next one. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's going on too much. And the only time she really like says something or speaks up for herself is when somebody is there. Because she did it with Pastor Cal. She did it with Dr. V. Like these things we didn't find out about until they were sitting there and they said something was bad. Mm-hmm. They said something was wrong, and then she finally said, yeah, I don't like that. Or that's not what I was thinking. It's like, you have to stand in your word 90% of the time and see how the relationship goes. Because we obviously know Olajuwon is FOS, and just figure that out yourself. Gotcha. Yeah, but we know that, and that's what he's given us on TV. I'm pretty sure that's what he does outside of the cameras. But it's like you feel bad for Katina, but then you don't. I feel bad for her sometimes, and then I don't, just because it's like this is behavior you're allowing to happen to you. I'm not a abusive person, I don't think, but when I do get in my little mood, yeah, my wife speaks up for herself. She may cry. I hate it when she cries, but she may cry because I know when she cries, I really gonna messed up.
cry because I can't murder you.
Right. You know.
You mad and want to fight. I understand. I understand.
It's not really what you're saying. It's more so like, I could stab you right now.
Right
And
now.
I don't want to go to jail.
I believe you, Artika. I believe you.
But I know I went too far when that happens, you know, and I can rein it in myself, or you know, feel bad, like really bad. But it's like with him, he's like, I don't really care, and I get why he wouldn't care, is because she's allowing the behavior. Like, why would I stop something that I'm doing? I'm not gonna say I necessarily enjoy it, but it just happens to be this way, and you know, why would I stop doing that when the behavior is not needing to be corrected? You know, and I don't think he's gonna say yes on decision day, especially if they don't have sex, he's not gonna say yes, and if she don't stand up for herself, he's not gonna say yes.
I'm gonna start off by saying I believe that they're gonna say yes. I don't believe they need to say yes, but I believe they're going to. And there's just two random clues from After Party. The one episode, the one episode where they were talking about him having sex with the mother and the daughter, and she was like, "I'll call him." No, we're not talking about this right now. And then the other one with the Pandora bracelet. I think that Katina is okay with being in verbally abusive relationships. Like, she has decided that that's just how it is, and she doesn't think that she is going to get any better. And I say that because you said that your ex does this, and then you still are allowing it with Olajuwon. And then if you think about when she has the conversations with the experts, that's the only time that she's agreeing that she has issues with him. Because when she talks to her friends, she deflects. If they say, "Oh, Olajuwon shouldn't do this," no, that's just how he is, or no, it's not really like that. Like, she makes excuses for him for those things, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, that's what she thinks she's supposed to be in, and so she holds on to it. This is how life is supposed to be, and that's just what it is. Because he takes a lot of unnecessary digs at her, and she's like, "Well, I want to be better for you." It's like, no, you want to be better for anybody, you should want to be better for yourself. And the whole thing with, she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, it's just like, okay, do these things with her, or try to just coming out saying you don't cook for me. Why do I need to cook for you? Like, who are you that I need to cook for you if I'm not cooking for myself? If now, in that situation of, yes, I want to cook for you, then I should be the one to say, "Hey, I want to take a cooking class." And then he helps her find one to set up. But taking a dig at her to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna just set up this cooking class and you need to learn how to cook like this guy." This is a chef. I am a person that works 9 to 5. No, I'm just not doing that. It's J Dub said it's a cycle of abuse. She's stuck in the cycle of abuse, and until she decides that she wants to jump ship, she's not gonna jump ship. Oh yeah, he did say, "I clean the floors for you." You live here too. You shouldn't want dirty floors. Just like you want something to eat other than a peanut butter sandwich, you should probably learn how to cook something other than a peanut butter. Well, it's not even cooking. You just learn how to make something other than a peanut butter sandwich. But it's they're gonna stay together. Like, we do know that. I don't know for how long after decision day, but they at least gonna say yes on decision day. But they are very confusing to me, and I can't understand how you want to stay in that.
Go ahead, Talisa.
I don't really have much to say except for they are going to say yes, because she doesn't know how to articulate her needs, wants, and desires. And she honestly, like you said, she's used to being. She thinks this is natural in this abusive relationship. She thinks that this is how it's supposed to go, and this is how you're supposed to talk to her. Like he's telling me things that I need help with, and he's just showing it to me. But I already knew, like it's to better me. So she is gonna say yes because she feels like she needs someone to control her life, to help dictate the way things are going, and he's doing that for her in a very toxic way. Sort of like, she still live with her parents. She's trying to transition to someone else to help her in that manner. And he wants anybody that's willing to do what he says. He wants anybody that's going to bow down and treat him as the God that he thinks that he is and grovel at his feet and try to do everything that he is saying. And she's just falling into this like trap that he is building for her. And it has a lot to do with her and her value of herself. If she valued herself, there is no way that she would have to be saying, you just keep cutting me off, because that would have already been established that if you're not listening to me and you don't hear me, then you don't respect me as a person, because my opinion should mean something to you. You should value me and the things I have to say, even if you don't agree with them. So for me, I feel like they're going to say yes because it's a codependent relationship. Even though he doesn't he's like, she's not a woman. Oh, I almost said something crazy. I felt it coming out of my mouth. She is everything, every bit of a woman that just needs to learn who she is and how to navigate life on her own. She's just going from one situation of someone else caring for her to a toxic relationship of someone caring for her. Or controlling her, telling her what to do. You know how your parents do? It's time to get up and go to school. Are you up and it's time for work? You can't be out all late. What are you eating? That whole thing. She still has that. You're responsible to wash the dishes and mop the floor and clean the bathroom on these particular days. And I feel like that's what she is like longing for instead of standing on her own 2 feet. And I just feel like he's a total asshole, and people have let him talk to them in this manner, and not just the women, but his family members. He's been able to articulate himself in such an aggressive way, and it being masked as passion, right? That they're letting it be okay. The brother, y'all told me when y'all got mad at me that one time. Y'all told me that I'm talking about your subscribers. They told me, they said what? That the brother said that this is who he is, right? That this is who he's always been. So they've been allowing it. Nobody's been checking him. Nobody's been saying this is not okay. But also, oh, look at the ice cream. You're going to just come in here and sit with your ice cream on the screen. And now, come on, I don't have no fruit bars or nothing up in,
He already ate Lily fruit snacks. Now he eating on the ice cream.
Like, come on. Let me go find me some snacks. So, I feel like they are both going to say yes, and it's going to be the detriment to both of them. Specifically her, the detriment for him, he's going to say all women ain't shit. No woman know how to do anything. He's going to go that route where she's going to be hurt, not understanding, trying to heal, and really needs people to tell her, go seek help, a professional help, whatever that may look like for you. Start focusing on yourself. But they're going to say yes, and it's going to be a whole ass mess that we're going to watch. And that might be the shitstorm I watch outside of the actual show. That might be it. So I can be like, see, I knew it. Just so I can be like, see, I knew it. I don't watch nothing else. All these people got going on and stuff. It might pop up, but I don't be watching. And I forget their names. So it'd be like, oh, they was on that season. We on a new season. I don't know who them people were. I don't even know their name. I remember something. But then I think I'm going to go ahead and be like, let me see. Let me follow them. Because I want to see, like, how does she handle herself going forward? And, and for me, with her expressing herself, it doesn't have to be disrespectful and volatile like he's providing it to her. It just has to be said, whether it's said in love and kindness or, I'll beat your ass. Like, either way works fine. Either way, but you need to express yourself. And like you said, Tommy, was that you, Tommy, or was it Artika that said that, or was it somebody in the comments, that whole, you're going to see the real Katina now. It was you, Tommy. It was, wasn't it? Then you're going to see the real Katina now is fake. Like, that's that, okay. It's that loudmouth girl at school who always starting to fight, but she really can't fight. She just running off of her mouth. Like try bluffing, that's Katina. She just bluffing. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna say nothing. You just gonna talk, and somebody gonna knock you in your mouth. And it's unfortunately he may not hit her, but he is going to continue to be abusive to her verbally. Off the soapbox I go. It's all on y'all. And I agree. Let me just tell you right now, I agree with everything you say. Mm-hmm.
The only thing me and Talisa were like when Artika made a comment. So I know about on the after party when Katina called Olajuwon and he said, "What's up, my love?" That to me was a clue that they're still together. But what about the Pandora bracelet? I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
So when she was on with, was it Melissa Fredericks?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, he does really sweet things. Like he got me this Pandora bracelet, and then he'll leave me charms around the house. And she like held up her arm and was dangling her bracelet, and it was just like, oh, okay, all right. So y'all are still together. Can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I buy her own Pandora bracelet. Okay, they're not that expensive. The base is about $90. You can get you some charms, $25, $45. Girl, calm down. That's a Pandora bracelet. It's accessible to all of us. Calm the fuck down.
After he yells at her, he buys a new charm.
Yeah, it's that total abusive. Like, oh, I love you. I'm gonna bring you flowers. I'm gonna take you dinner. I'm gonna buy you a charm for your bracelet. You hit the nail on the head, Glenn. The ice cream truck is coming. Maybe I should go get me a strawberry shortcake.
This is really good. I'm here to tell you.
Really I know it look good.
But yeah, and I think so that was my clue anyway. But I think even without those, I think in the end they're gonna say yes. They're definitely not where I thought they would be at this halfway point. I thought they would be. I don't even know if I thought they'd be further along. I definitely, if they haven't and they're trying to fool us, I definitely would have thought they'd consummated at this point for sure. I did get that from the beginning. I didn't know where they would end up. I didn't know how it would go, if they would get along or not. But yeah, I think they say yes on decision day because she's caught in a cycle. I think they'll both say yes, and somebody in the comments called him Controlajuwon. He's going to try to still control her. She's going to let it happen because that's what she's used to, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, but I don't know what I expected from them. I don't know what I expected. I guess from the beginning, I wasn't sure. Like with Jasmina and Michael, I was like, oh, I want them to work out. With Lindsay and Mark, I was like, oh, I see them working out. Noy and Steve, I was like, I can see that too. I don't think I felt no type of way about Katina and Olajuwon, and I really don't like it at this point. But they'll say yes.
I mean, Katina and Olajuwon, I thought, to your point, I was cool up until when he met her family. And when he wouldn't let them say a word in edgewise, and when he got mad and upset at the friend that was a guy, I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. I see where this is at. This is where this is going. You don't like to be called out on your stuff. And what you do is, you ever see the people that they don't like to be called out on their stuff, so they talk before you talk, just before you can explain what they did wrong or what they're gonna do wrong. And that's where Olajuwon is at, because you never see her call him out on anything. You never see her. And I'm not saying she has to, like you said, Talisa, you don't have to cuss and fuss, but you do have to say, you know what, bro, you ain't doing your part neither, right? If you was home some more, then I need this. If you want this, then I need this. I need some more compassion. I need you to talk to me this certain type of way. I need a little bit more empathy. I need a little bit more. Have you walked a mile in my shoes? You're giving all these orders, but you have not reciprocated any of the things that I've asked. You're demanding these things to be done. It's different between demanding and requesting, right? And it's all about how you say. And we haven't even sat down and did a game plan for what we want, as far as a family-wise. Okay, you want this. Well, here's what my schedule. This is what I can do. Matter of fact, let me show you what I do throughout the day, since you want me to cook a meal and all this. So instead of you sleeping all day, work at night, how about you get up and see what I do during the day and see if I can cook and clean, if I have time to cook, if I have time to do all this. Right, so can you at least see? Because what I feel happens is Olajuwon usually get up, get a little breath, and go to the gym. right? He don't see what happens throughout the daytime.
Right.
And then when he get home, he probably take a midday nap, whatever, and get up and go to work at night. And so now he doesn't really know
Preach.
what he does. So he doesn't understand uh, the dynamic. And what she need to do is say, you know what? Stand up for herself. Guess what? I've been in abusive relationships before. This is not what I want. And tell him that, look, if you want to stay with me, this is how you have to treat me. It ain't gonna be about the Pandora bracelet. It ain't gonna be about all this. You need to talk to me right, and not only talk to me right, you need to trust me. Because I think with the telephone situation, he blew a gasket off an app, which means you don't even trust her. What has she given you to say that you don't? That what has she given you that we have not seen to say that she can't be trusted? Nothing. It's just you assuming that she can't be trusted because you're doing what you know you would do. So you can't even assume. He wants us to believe that he's putting his all and all into this, and he wanted a wife so bad. But if you wanted a wife so bad, why are you treating her so badly? Because a wife is supposed to cook, you clean, do all this, but isn't a husband supposed? So you just when you made up in your mind of what a wife's supposed to do, you never thought about what a husband's supposed to do to make a wife be able to do that. So you only thought about one side. He thought about one sided. He had a one-sided dream, right? One-sided story, one-sided dream, and never thought about, hey, what does a husband do to make this or allow this woman to want to cook for you, who want to clean for you, who want to go over the top for you, who wants to do all the extra things for you? What is that husband doing to make her feel that comfortable to do that without being overbearing and abusive? You know, if you treating her right and you're doing her, she'll go the extra mile for you. Man, if you ain't doing it right, she starts slipping some stuff in your food, bruh. So I mean, let's be honest. If she's abusive, at one point if she feels like she's in an abusive relationship, there's a point that she gets fed up. And when a woman gets fed up, you never know what she thinks her way out is. Some women can pack their bags and that that's their way out. Some women say, you know what, I'm gonna have to kill this joker to go out. And so you never know which way it is. So he has to be mindful of how he pushed her. Y'all don't know each other that long. And again, she may have brothers and cousins. She may make a phone call and be like, you know what? Hey, I need y'all to help me to get out. Because this dude ain't rolling tight. Y'all know, and so it's so many different dynamics to this thing that I think he really does love her. He just don't know how to talk to her.
Mm-hmm. This is what I was gonna say to your point. I think Katina,
like her. He ain't say love,
Katina does need to do all that. But the only way she can get the strength to stand up in that is back to some of the things that we said they need to do. The experts need to be, they need their therapy. They need some counseling. She is not going to be able to stand up in that strength just on her own. She's going to have to get some tools that she has to, because if she had it in her, she would have done it before. You know what I mean? So she's not out. I want her to do that, but it's going to take, I'm going to say Pastor Cal, maybe even Dr. Pepper. It's going to take Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper telling her, maybe especially Dr. Pepper, girl, you ain't got to take that. This what you go tell him this. You are able to do it. You can speak for yourself. You can stand up for yourself. She's going to have somebody pushing her to that, because she's not going to say it to him on her own. She's not.
You're making a great point, Jackie, because she's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
She's afraid, and it's not a safe space. And she does not have a voice, and she does not have the power within her yet. She's going to need somebody else to be like, we're watching. We're here to help you. It's like, it's your first day of kindergarten. It's okay. Or preschool, because that's when my kids went. You don't get your ass on out. It's your first day of preschool. Go ahead. You can do it. It's that she's going to need that kind of encouragement. But also, she's going to need to be able to see it for herself. Does she see it? Do you think she actually... I don't know if she even sees that as abuse. I think that she thinks that that's how he's supposed to talk to her. So that would be the first step. I'm hoping that she's watching today, that she's like, holy smokes, this dude is talking to me crazy. I look crazy. I'm embarrassed. I hope, fingers, eyes, and toes crossed, I hope that she's looking at this and saying, oh my God, I need to do work. Yes, maybe I'll stay with him, but I need to figure out how to stand up for myself now. But that's my hope. She better ask, I don't know, she might be scared to ask her mama, but ask that friend that told her he only dated white women. Ask that other friend, and he was talking, I don't know about him. He all red flags, a dude. Ask them. Ask them how do you go and talk. If you're afraid to go find counseling or whatever. Figure it out, girl, because it's time. I'm so with you, Jackie, on this. I'm so with you.
It is. It is. Last thoughts, not on them, but on the series in general. Do you guys like how they put all, or they are forcing now the couples to get together and have, you didn't see the couples come together all at one time a lot. Do you like how they putting, couples together, then the women together, and the men together?
I don't like. I was gonna say I don't like it as much as they're doing it. Like it don't make it special when they do come around. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like I like them doing it because I believe that helps because you get to bounce off the ideas. But I don't want to see it all the time. Like I think we've seen it like once they leave the honeymoon, let these folks work out their issues on their own, and then come in and talk with the group and let it be directed in some way. The men, then the women, and then both groups together. But how much they're doing it, I don't like that.
I don't think when they get together in groups that they're actually like getting together to help each other. I think it's just additional camera time. And if there was actually like maybe a way to say, hey, okay, this is the issue that we're having. How would y'all deal with this issue? Even if it's a small issue or the big issue, but I think that a lot of the couples are kind of ingrained in that's what happened in my house, and we ain't talking about what happened in my house. Y'all stay at y'all house. We're not doing that. The ladies getting together, I never actually feel like there's any like conversation to help each other through whatever they're going through. The guys seem like they talk about it a little bit more. But the women just seem like this is like, we have to do this activity. We're going to sit down. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to tell my viewpoints. I'm not going to offer anything to you about yours. And all right, we'll be done. Filming ends at 8. Okay, we'll leave then. I do wish that it was more, if we're going to all get together and sit down, let's figure out what hurdle we all need to get through and like almost make it an open forum to talk through it because they see what's going on with each other. Like, people are like, I didn't realize it was that bad with like Alyssa and Chris. I'm like, how didn't y'all?
Right.
Especially Jasmina and Katina. How didn't you? You were there. You knew. Mark and Lindsay knew with Chris. So it's like having those group conversations, talking through whatever the issues are. And even if you got the women together and say had Dr. Viviana meet with the ladies and let's have a conversation about XYZ, because everything isn't going to be fixed having the conversation with your spouse. But if you see that someone else is going through this exact same thing as you, whatever it may be, it might be able to be fixed if we can collectively say, you know what, I'm gonna try something different. Because I think that the Michael and Jasmina writing letters thing, I think if someone else had been there to be like, that was a good idea, Jasmina might have gone for it. But because it was only Michael there saying that it's a good idea, we should do it, the answer was no. So I think it just needs to be a point to getting together, not just we're gonna go do aerial yoga and then we're gonna say I'm not going to rate my relationship, and then we leave because call time, like we done, like within.
We're obviously seeing that they're not friends or building a type of friendship that you would think people would build with each other. It's ingenuine. That's the word. Ingenuine.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, man.
I agree, Artika, because I don't like them. I don't like the little group settings that they have because they're pointless, right? You're just sitting there and pointless to the point where all you're doing is repeating what we just saw. So it's a waste of my time to even look at and review, honestly, because there is no advice. When you said that, I thought it's like when you go through something, the test, that's why we give the testimonies in church. So that number one, you don't feel like you're alone. And number two, someone can tell you how to get out of that or what they did differently. You could take the advice or you could throw it away, but you get to hear other perspectives. So I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. That's the point of it. And if you're just going to sit there and look at each other and really be thinking like this bitch, I don't even like her. Why is she talking? Because that's how I feel. Katina and Lindsay look at each other. You know, they may share some like moments, but they be looking like, I don't even like you. Why are you talking? Like, you know, so and I think it would be better. Like, okay, I also like the idea you had of if you're gonna do group therapy, because someone said maybe they think that this is group, like some type of group therapy for them. I feel like you said, if they're going to have group therapy, then Dr. Viviana or Dr. Pepper be with each group, or Pastor Cal. Sometimes, what the bird doing on my porch? I mean, on the porch, like all the way at the door, like looking in, like, hello, let me in. No, we don't want that thing, that old wise tale, bird in your house, somebody died. Okay, never mind. So, I mean, I feel like if they have, if it's a safe space and they have like guided therapy together, then that would be so dope for them to just sit down, the 4 men, the 4 women with an expert, and talk about, ask a question that everybody has to answer. And this is a safe space, though it's on the TV. The producers and stuff are here, cameras are here, but this is a place for you to be able to really express yourself and get some help. So I really, really like that whole idea. They can get rid of that part though, you know, they can get rid of that part. Because if we're not talking about it for you to help me, then you're just talking about it to air my dirty laundry, and it really ain't none of your business. Because we ain't gonna work out no way. And why am I gonna tell y'all that I act a fool if, you know, we ain't gonna work out? I might as well keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I got. I agree with you, Artika, wholeheartedly. I just stole everything you said and just changed it around. Okay, that's
my only thing with the couples getting together, I agree too. If it's not going to be a gripe session, if it's actually to help each other, then I appreciate it. My thing is manufactured, because they're already hanging out with each other. Mm-hmm. We know that. It's not like they try to make it like we're getting the couples together. Okay, we already know they get together. So just say we're getting them together to do so-and-so, to talk about so-and-so. Say it like that, because we know on all, you know, other seasons they had rooftop meetups. They go out to this place and that place with each other. They go to each other's apartments. So it's not like that's the only time they're hanging out. And that's my issue with it too. They make it like, since they're in this together, we're bringing them together. Okay, so since they're in this together, bring them together, and let's make it a fruitful conversation. Let's don't make it a gripe session. And I'm with Artika too. I think the guys, when they get together, they're doing a better job of saying, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? The girls are just like, girl, I don't like him. I don't like mine either.
What's how we supposed to leave?
Like, I don't like him either. No, I ain't gonna.
It's like, I really don't want to be here with you guys.
Right.
Like Noah's like, I can't relate. I don't have these issues.
Noah seems to me like all her friends are Asian too. Like she does not have friends that are not of her ethnicity. That's what she gives me. So I'm not sharing with you. You can't relate to nothing I'm saying, no way. So why would I talk to you? That's what it gives me. That's
right. Yeah.
And even I was just thinking while we were talking about this, what if, like during that last group dinner, if Olajuwon had bought the app to the group? They could have let him see that he was overreacting.
Yep.
And it would have been something that could have been easily resolved in the end, because everybody would have had that conversation. Now, I think on the after party, they said that Michael knew what was going on, but Michael's not going to say anything to Olajuwon.
No.
Most people aren't going to like just one-on-one take Olajuwon head to head, because he just won't be quiet like Lindsay.
I would.
He likes to toast.
I would like, bro, it's no big deal. Or I would have said, ask her about it.
Yeah, ask about it.
Like, I think they should go talk to her now and ask her about it.
Yes. They should do like they do in Australia. I don't know if you ever watched Australia. They get all the couples together, and sometimes they show that they had the TV, and they show some clips of some things that happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and let people in the couples talk about it. So it's like
they need to bring that to
so like
the
I saw a clip. I saw a clip of one where this girl, one of the wives, was kissed. You know, they're not really married on Australia season anyway, so there's a whole different. Yeah, they're not really married. The Australian law said they can't do the show. They can't really get married. Some kind of loophole, but they're together.
Oh, so they just having a good time. They for the
street. Yeah, they're having a good time. So one girl was kissing another guy.
They're common law married.
They're common law. Another girl, a girl was kissing a guy, and they brought the camera to the group, and like they brought this TV screen. Like she like, oh, that's my brother. They were like, everybody was looking like, nah, not kissing him like that. They ain't your brother. And dude sitting on the other side of the table, right? But so sometimes I think some situations like the app or situations like the 9-to-5 job, some of those discussions maybe should be had with the group, with a therapist there who can control it. Mm-hmm. And so everybody can kind of weigh in, not really weigh in on your marriage, but like, bruh, you might be wrong in the situation, but again, you got to have that relationship, because some of the dudes have the relationship, but the women don't. I can see it going south with the women. Like, you better not speak on my marriage. Mm-hmm. You better not talk about my relationship. But with the guys, I can see them say, yeah, dog, you know what? Olajuwon, you might need to pipe that down a little bit. You might want to calm that down, because Steve, can you teach my wife how to cook? I don't know. So it's something of that nature, So I can see the guys being well. I just wanted to throw that out there, because I think sometimes, like, I agree with Talisa, sometimes in the 2-hour show, that part is meaningless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never take notes on it. Ever.
Yeah. I fell asleep a lot during this episode.
Yeah, well, you're not by yourself, bro. You're not by yourself. That part right there, I'll be sitting there like, why are we doing this? So ain't nobody gonna say anything fruitful. Ain't nobody gonna say anything to help each other out. No one's gonna share their business. And if they do, it's like,
somebody gonna yell out, "Girl, you don't even like him."
Yeah, you don't even like him like that. So, I think they meant well, but it's not. I don't think it's serving a purpose on this version of the show. Yeah. So midway point of Married at First Sight, we're there. The second half looks like it's gonna be very explosive. We get decision day. We get Mark talking about "don't touch me." At least he's saying "don't touch me," right? So we get to see a lot of different things on the second half. Closing thoughts, on this. Give me just closing thoughts.
We did it all.
We did all. Everybody did it all. We good. We got no other comments, concerns, issues. Make sure you share where people can subscribe to your channel and join your memberships if you haven't.
August Love Story across the board. It's where to find us. It's who we are. I got to do better about posting on other platforms of social media, because I just don't.
My turn? It's my turn?
Yep.
Okay, so I am Talisa Ray. Most places, if you Google Talisa Ray, everything will pop up that is for me. But I do want to share that I think on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I may need to make it 5, because StreamYard wouldn't let me be great last week. It took forever. So let's just say 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all should be on your way on the East Coast, to relax, okay? I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be going live with Ready to Love. It was great. It's J-Dub and a friend of mine, Wendell, on. People really like the men, so I want, Glenn and Tommy, please feel free to join in on the live. I will shut it down if you guys come on there and it would just be us. Ladies, you're welcome. You're welcome to come. But they really enjoyed hearing the male's point of view, which I don't normally have on my channel. So you guys are welcome to come. I think you are very insightful. If you're looking for my journal, I pulled it back just in case y'all didn't hear it last week. I'm going to tell you now. I pulled it back because I redesigned the cover. I had a friend look at it and she was like, oh, I think it would da-da-da-da. So hopefully the next time we talk, I'll be ready to tell you. I'm actually thinking about putting up pre-orders. So that's the thing.
Do that. Because we tried to buy one and we couldn't find it. So do that.
I see when the people come up and go on my website, it'd be like, it was for a little while, like 4 or 5 people a day. I was like, damn it. That's me. Damn it. I think I will put a pre-order. And if you do pre-order, you'll get some extra gifts from me. So listen, don't be looking for it today, because it's not going to go up today. Okay. Just don't go on there looking for it today. I am Talisa Ray. No, it's just TalisaRay.com. Look forward to about Wednesday. Give me a couple days to get my life together. and put it up so that you can pre-order. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you're liking this video, that you are already subscribed. You must be, because you caught the notification, because that bell is clicked. So you can see that we are live and talking over here on Jack and Glenn's channel. However, do that for August Love Story and for Talisa Ray. We love you for that. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for joining us. Hope y'all guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Jack, you want to close out with anything?
Only thing I was going to say, if I looked away, it wasn't because of nothing y'all said or nothing Glenn said, because sometimes, you know, people be thinking I'm mad at you, not y'all, but like, you know, but somebody's harassing me. So I just want y'all to know it's somebody over here by my feet harassing me. So yeah.
Yeah, you have 8-year-olds that want to come in.
Yeah.
I said the same thing talking to Talisa recently about Tommy. Like when we record videos, like people are like, you cut him off. I'm like, Tommy has the help me face. Just jump in and help him.
Yes,
and no, J-Dub, I won't shut you up. I won't shut you out. You just have to, if I stop putting it up, you'll just have to let me know, and I'll let you in and just not the other people. I
think it'll be so fun to see J-Dub and Tommy and their ridiculousness together.
Oh, baby.
Yes. Yes, it will be.
It would be great. So yes,
especially with this week's episode of Ready to Love.
I haven't watched it. Don't tell me.
Oh, we haven't even done our review yet.
Okay. Look.
It might be coming out later on today, so we might just go back live after this one. I don't know. But anyway, talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.